What is good? What is good, everybody? Today I'm gonna be installing Bmr tubular K member on the Mustang with the Bmr chassis brace as well. And it's not really gonna be an install video. I'm more gonna time lapse it because CJ Pony Parts has a great install video on it. So mine's more gonna be a time lapse, and if I run into issues and how to like troubleshoot them, I will definitely tell you guys. But I'm gonna mount you on my head and just go, with the install. It's fairly simple. I mean, it's just time consuming. It's not nothing too hard, but you do have to make sure you hold or jack up like the transmission to hold the motor and transmission in place, so you don't have to do as much adjustment later. But I did get the red K member and the red chassis brace. I already have a bunch of Bmr stuff on my car. I have their A-arms, A-arm brace, radiator support, front sway bar, lower control arm, rear lower control arms with the relocation kit. And so we'll get this video started. And welcome to the channel. I know most of you are new here, and so we'll get started on this video. But for now, I'm gonna give you guys a cold start on the Mustang because it hasn't been started for 3 weeks now. It's just been sitting in the garage under its little car cover. So here we go. Alright, so the first first 2 steps I already did. We're getting the tie rod end off, which you just unbolt it. It's 18, and just hammer it out. You can hammer the side, or if you're not gonna reuse these and you're gonna go with the bump steer kit or new tie rod ends, you can just hammer it out up top, which I did. And then getting the ball joint off, which was super simple. I've already replaced these. That's the first step. Once you get these off, then you can actually start getting the K member off, because I think probably these are the hardest, because they're I'd suggest using some PB Blaster said. You can tell I've already hammered here before, but this time I just went with the top, because last time I wasn't replacing these, so I didn't want to screw it up. But if you're careful, you can do it without screwing it up, because I did both of them super quick without it. I didn't record it, I just wanted to get it done real quick. And then so you can start unbolting the K member, and you can see I already have the Bmr A-arms. And I have to adjust this one because it's a little different than the driver's side. And that's pretty much it for this. Is pretty much the hardest part. I mean, everything else is just simple bolts. Then getting the K member out is it's not hard, it's just kind of heavy. But I'm just gonna jack one side up and then slowly bring it down. So I'm not gonna time lapse like as much as I said, because it's hard to do all this with a GoPro in your head. But I will update you guys here and there and show you what's going on. Alright, so on your steering column there, where you see that red little Sharpie line, right there, if you can see it, I suggest you mark it so it knows where it lines up, so you know where it lines up, not it. But there's a little 13 millimeter bolt that you gotta take out, and then, like I said, use a Sharpie to mark it where it was. And then let's go over here. So take your like little splash scrape shield guard off, unbolt the little oil pan thing right here. I know it's hard to see, forgive me. And then your K-member brace is bolted on by 4 bolts, 2 on each, well, more than 4 bolts, but 4 bolts on the lower side towards the end of the car. And then it also has bolts on the radiator support, which are right here, if you can see it. These bolts right there. Get under the car, so right there. Mine are a little different. If you still have your stock radiator support, they're gonna be the same exact bolts as the ones in the back, but since I have the BMR radiator support in the sway bar, mine are a little different. So I'm gonna have to get these off, but I'm gonna get these off, and when you take your brace off, you're pretty much good to go. I also have the A-arm brace too, BMR. Have a lot of BMR stuff. And then once you're done with getting this brace off, you can go in your engine bay and get the engine mounts loosened, motor mounts loosened, so you can start taking the K-member off. And the K-member consists of I think there's not too many bolts after you're done with that, but I will update you guys. And as far as this being a time lapse, it's not really going to be a time lapse. I don't want to have the GoPro on my head like I said, so I'm just going to be updating you guys here and there. But once I get to the motor mounts up top, I'll show you guys how to loosen those. And yes, I am running long tube headers, as you can see, in their Corsa, but I will update you guys when I get there. Alright, so this is an update for the K-member. My headers, I have Corsa long tube 1/7/8 headers, so unfortunately I'm gonna be taking it to somebody I know to get it installed. I have the K-member in here, and then the little chassis support brace, I think it's called. It says BMR on it. It's been about a couple weeks since I've tried to put the K-member on myself. Unfortunately, I don't have the tools to get the bolts, the motor mount bolts, where the headers are that are blocking them. I don't have the tools to do that. I'm really not trying to buy more tools right now, and I'm just, you know, he's gonna charge me $200 to put the K-member in, the brace, and then align it, which is, you know, a super good deal. So I'm gonna go get that done tomorrow morning. I got everything in the car, so you know, it's gonna be a pretty easy job for him because I already have the K-member brace off. I pretty much have everything off but the 2 motor mount bolts, and then of course I had to put the steering column bolt back in because I'm driving it there. And so tomorrow morning I'm gonna head out to Sacramento, Elk Grove area to get this installed. It's about an hour drive, but I mean, you can't beat the price for $200. So I have everything in my car. I'm gonna take it to him tomorrow morning, and he's gonna install it. You know, I just don't want to deal with the headache because I already stripped one of the bolts trying to get it off because my headers they poke out and they cover the bolt a little bit. And you know, I tried the flex head wrench, wrenches, and it's just, they're torqued down too much, and not having a lift or anything, I'm just not trying to deal with the headache. So I just, you know, made an appointment with him to get it done, and that's what I'm going to be doing here in the morning. So I was just updating you guys. I mean, if you don't have headers, you have the stock headers, you'll be completely fine. This will be a super easy job, but with me having long tube headers, it just, the way Corsa made them, it pretty much covers the bolt. So plus I have BMR motor mounts, so the bolts are even like more of a pain in the ass to get to because you have to have a wrench on the bottom, and then you have to have a socket on top because you have to hold it in place while you loosen it or tighten it, since it's not the, you know, stock motor mount. So it's just a pain in the ass. That's why I'm gonna get it done. So once it's done, I'll update you guys and show you how it looks on the car, but until then, I'm out. Alright, you guys, this is an update. It's been a little bit since I've got the BMR K member put on. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like underneath the car. Yeah, flashlight just died, so I'll be right back while I go get a battery for that so you could actually see the K member. Alright, now I got a new battery in this thing, so let me show you guys an update of what the K member looks like. Like I said, I had somebody put it on for me, so because I couldn't get to the bolts by the header, but if you can see right here, full tubular K member and a little BMR cross like brace thing. And yeah, it's a little dirty. I just found out I have a coolant leak. If you can't tell, my car has got coolant all over it, and I found where it's from. It's up one of the hoses that connects to a plastic piece. The plastic piece is cracked, so I'm gonna have to get a new one of those. But you know, I got full Bmr Front Suspension now, you know, adjustable A-arms, K-member, A-arm brace. It's pretty much full suspension in the front, radiator support, panhard bar, everything is BMR, and you can see it's red. And it looks really nice when it's not covered in coolant. I tried to clean it up as best as I could for you guys so you can see it, but like everything is BMR, and the car definitely handles a lot better. And if you're gonna do the K member, I would definitely recommend the little A-arm brace right here, because if you can't tell, let's see, I've scraped it a few times and it does save your oil pan. And yes, my oil pan is covered in coolant. Everything is covered in coolant because I did not know I had a leak and it was spraying all over the car when I drove it last time. But I would definitely say this K member is worth the money, worth the install. And you know, the car handles a lot better. It handles like a go-kart. And let me get up out of here real quick. But yeah, like I was saying, sorry, GoPro died. Definitely worth the money if you're gonna, you know, want to upgrade your suspension. I pretty much have every single BMR replacement for suspension you could get. And the car handles like a go-kart at this point. I mean, it's super, like, as soon as you turn the wheel, it responds. There's like no like play in the steering at all, and it feels a lot better. And the only thing I don't have upgraded is the rear upper controller arm, but you know, I definitely can't even talk, man, I'm tired, but definitely recommend upgrading the BMR or some kind of like aftermarket suspension. It just feels a lot better than stock. And you know, if you guys made it this far in the video, please subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.